Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Niveen Amin. I'm going today to speak about fellowship and leadership and what are the differences between them. So please follow up my video till the end, and please don't forget to subscribe my channel and write in the comment that you have subscribed to follow up with your and management and enterprise performance is widely understood and accepted. Improving leadership improves management and raises the probability of higher performance. That bonds often change leaders when enterprises are slipping confirms the importance placed on leadership. The flip side of leadership, or the other side of leadership, is fellowship. It stands to reason that if leadership is important to performance, fellowship is also something to do with it. But curiously, what is it? Fellowship gets only a small fraction of the airtime that leadership does. Fellowship is a straightforward concept. It is the ability to take direction well, to get in line behind the program, to be part of a team, and to deliver on what's expected of you. It gets a bit of bad rap. How well the followers follow is probably just as important to enterprise success as how well the leaders lead. The label excellent follower can be a backhanded compliment. It is not a repetition you necessarily want if you are seeking higher corporate office. There is something of a sigma to fellowship skills. Pity because the practical reality is one does not reach progressively more reasonable leadership positions without demonstrating the ability to follow and function effectively in a group. The fact is that in an organization, everybody in both a leader and a follower, depending on the circumstances, just added to the paradox of fellowship sigma. Fellowship may take the backseat to leadership, but it matters a lot. Quite simply, where fellowship is a failure, not much just got done, and so what does get done is not what was supposed to get done. Fellowship problems manifest themselves in a poor work ethics, bad moral, distraction from goals, unsatisfied customers, lost opportunities, high cost, product quality issues, and weak competitiveness. At the extreme, weak leadership and weak fellowship are two sides of the same coin, and the sequence is always the same: organization confusion and poor performance. Good followers has a number of quantities and qualities, and I will follow up for about 7 qualities about the fellowship our followers. Please follow up with me. First, judgment. Followers must take direction, but they have an underlying obligation to enterprise to do so only when the direction is ethical and proper. The key is having the judgment to know the difference between a directive that your leader gives on how to proceed that you not agree with and destructive that it is truly wrong. No one, despite the good judgment, is critical to being a good leader. It is just as important as a follower. Show enough good judgment as a follower and you usually end up getting a shot as being a leader. Something of an aside, but there is a line that I have always liked about judgment. Good judgment comes from experience comes from bad judgment. Let's go for the second thing, work ethics. Good followers are good workers. They are diligent, motivated, committed, paying attention to details and make the efforts. Leaders have a responsibility to create an environment that permits these qualities, but regardless, it is the responsibilities of the followers to be a good worker. There is no such thing as a bad worker who is a good follower. Third thing, competence. The follower cannot follow probably unless competent at the task that is directed to the leader. It is the obligation of the leader to assure that the followers are competent. Sometimes things go wrong because the follower is not competent at the task at hand. When this happens, leaders should blame themselves, not the follower. A sign of poor leadership is blaming followers for not having skills, but to do what they have. Honesty. The follower owns the leader and honest and forthright assessment of what the leader is trying to achieve and how. This is especially the case when the follower feels the leader's agenda is seriously followed. Respect and politeness are important, but that said, it is not acceptable from the followers to sit on their hands while an inept leader drives the proverbial bus over the cliff. Good leaders are grateful for the constructive feedback from their team. Bad leaders don't welcome feedback, and their followers have to tread carefully. If the situation is seriously enough, consideration should be given in going above the leader in question for guidance. Courage. Followers need to be honest with those who lead them. They also need the courage to be honest. It takes real courage to comfort a leader about concerns with the leader's agenda or worse. The leader himself or herself. It is not for naught that Churchill called courage the foremost of the virtue, for upon it all others depend. From time to time, it takes real courage to be a good follower. Distraction. A favorite saying in World War II was "Loose lips sink ships." Sports teams are fond of the expression, "What you hear here, let it say here." Followers owe their enterprise and their leaders' discretions. Talking about work matters inappropriately is at best unhelpful and more likely harmful. Discretion just means keeping your mouth shut. It should be easy, but many find it next to impossible. Plenty. You cannot be a good follower and be indiscreet. Everybody who works at an enterprise has a duty of care. Indiscretion is not care, it is careless. Loyalty. Good followers respect their obligations to be loyal to their enterprise. Loyalty to the enterprise and its goals is practically important when there are problems, interpersonal or otherwise, with a practical leader. Followers who are not loyal are inevitably a source of difficulty. They create problems between team members. They compromise the achievement of goals. They waste everybody's time. They are menace. Loyalty is not a symptom but for a lapdog. Rather, it is an easiness in a strong alliance and commitment to the organization. Ego management. Good followers have their egos under control. They are team players in the fullest sense of the concept. They have good interpersonal skills. Success for good followers relates to performance and good achievements, not the personal recognition and self-promotion. Sounds too good to be true, and often it is. It is difficult, but the best organization tie achievement and respond to performance and goal achievement as hard as that may be to do. Fellowship will always be in shadow of the leader, but there are no leaders without followers, and ongoing success with weak followers will usually prove elusive. It is the truth that an organization is only as good as its leaders. By this, I have showed or spoke about the differences between the fellowship and the leadership, and how to be a good follower, and the competence of the followers and the qualities of the followers. I hope you like my video. Please subscribe my channels, press the bell buttons to receive more videos. Thanks for watching.